Hey there guys, it's Liz here, and today we are talking about cold therapy. So we're gonna go into the benefits of cryotherapy, cold ice baths, people that are doing cold showers. Even if this isn't something that you do on a daily basis, there absolutely can be therapeutic benefits to that. And so I'm gonna give you a brief overview of those very quickly, because the main thing that I wanna talk about during this training is whether or not this is the best idea for you. Whether or not in your current state of health, even though something can have health benefits, doesn't mean that it is the best fit for you in this stage of your health journey or healing journey, okay? I'm very passionate about this because we hear a lot of things in the health and wellness space and in the biohacking world of all these ways that we can improve our health and boost our immune system. And it's kind of become this like cut and dry, black and white, everybody should be doing this. Right? Like the same way that people are like, oh yeah, keto's like the solution for everything. No, it's freaking not. Or long intermittent fasts are the solution for everything. No, they're not. And that's why I went and did a training on intermittent fasting last week and talked about the certain populations of people that should watch doing longer fasts at all, okay? So I wanted to do the same thing with cold therapies because this is something I actually addressed in my group coaching program, the course coaching hybrid that I have now, Vitality Factor, where we go over all of these vital factors that you need to know and understand and implement in your life to be able to have the most vitality, to heal and have the greatest amount of health and wellness throughout your life, right? So we went in depth on this and I'm like, so many people are talking about how, oh, I did a cold shower today and I'm going and doing cryotherapy. And then I have clients come to me and be like, is this something I should be doing? And I realized that this needs to be made clear because you absolutely could exacerbate your symptoms or make current health conditions worse if you don't know what you don't know. So I'm gonna share this with you guys today. So first of all, the benefits, okay? So if you go and just Google benefits to cold showers or benefits to cold plunging or cryotherapy or whatever type of cold therapy you would choose, there's a ton. And they'll typically show you the comparison between cold therapies and hot therapies. We have cold shock proteins and heat shock proteins in our body that signal different types of great reactions, right? But with cold therapy, yeah, it absolutely can increase alertness. It absolutely can reduce inflammation, right? How many of you guys have put an ice pack on, an injury that you had, or maybe you've gone and taken a cold shower after a really hard workout? Right? If you guys have ever done some type of cold therapy, do me a favor, and if you haven't already, put a 1 in the comments and let me know which type you did. Did you do the cold baths? Did you do the, cold showers or cold bursts at the end? What did you do? And did you like it? There are some people that are like, I've done it. I can tolerate it. Doesn't mean I enjoy it. We'll talk about that in a minute because I'm right there with you. But there's tons of benefits to boosting your immune system and being able to increase circulation. A lot of people will claim that it can decrease depression and anxiety by just some of the reactions that happen over time from doing cold therapy repetitively, right? And I'm not making any medical claims here, but things that happen in your body as you heal can help to decrease anxiety, depression, and other health conditions, right? But you have to be careful because all of these benefits that are happening from you doing cold therapy are happening because your sympathetic nervous system is being stimulated in your body. So the sympathetic nervous system is the fight or flight, right? So fight or flight is triggered when you have extreme cold. It could happen when you have extreme heat. It can happen when you are under stress, when you're going, to do a workout. So it's not necessarily always a bad thing when your body is in the fight or flight response or doing that sympathetic nervous system, because it even happens when we work out sometimes, okay? But when you are activating the SNS or sympathetic nervous system, there's a cascade of things that are happening in your body to react to that stressor that causes you to be in fight or flight in the first place. So you're releasing adrenaline, you're releasing epinephrine, norepinephrine, all these different catecholamines and neurotransmitters, which yes, can increase alertness and cause some, feel good feelings going on. But when someone is already in a health compromised state, when someone is already in a chronic stress state, a burned out state, adrenal fatigue, adrenal exhaustion, or HPA axis maladaptation, dysfunction, whatever you want to call it, when you are in that, like you are either wired but tired half the time, or you are just tired all of the time, and you are constantly drained and you're dealing with this on a regular basis, your body is already compromised. When you're already in that stress state and you go and you do things like these cold therapies that intentionally put you in that acute state of stress, it can exacerbate your symptoms. It can actually trigger this fight or flight response that your body is already going through 24/7. And for you to add one more thing on top of that is not in your favor. So can you build resilience to these stressors? Absolutely. Can you start to implement cold therapy and maybe only do it for a little bit and build up your body's resilience and tolerance to it to the point where it starts to actually be able to combat stressors better because you've been able to strengthen that muscle? Yes, that can happen. However, I just say please proceed with caution. If you're one of these people that you are burnt out, like you are chronically under stress, you have a chronic illness, even people that are just they have a hard time keeping weight on and like likely to lose weight, to just put yourself in that sympathetic nervous system response on a regular basis with this, in my opinion, isn't in your best interest. Now, it doesn't mean that you guys can't start slow with this and do some other modifications that I want to list off for you, right? So you have a couple different ways that you can go about this if you're just trying to test the waters. So if you want to take your regular shower and then maybe at the end of it, you go and do like a 30-second cold blast. How many of you guys have tried that where it was just like really quick? It wasn't the cold shower. Put a note in the comments and let me know, are you one of those people that maybe you just like finish with a quick 15 to 30 second cold blast so that it wakes you up, right? Or maybe you're somebody like my friend Sean. We had a quick comment back and forth on my poll earlier today asking who has done cold therapies, and he was talking about contrast therapy. This is something I have implemented every so often as well, where you don't do a whole cold shower, but you do 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, 30 seconds of cold, 30 seconds of warm, and you go back and forth between the two. So you're getting the benefits, but you're kind of getting the benefits of both hot and cold to the most extreme that you can do those temperatures, right? Without burning yourself, without freezing yourself, without causing too much stress for your body. Or you could just end up being one of those people where you're like, you know what, I'm gonna do a cold bath or a cold shower, or just like a cold rinse. It doesn't even have to be a full shower, or a cold cryotherapy session, where all cryotherapy is cold, but you know what I mean. And you're only doing it for a really short amount of time, and maybe you're doing it once a week. And the next week you just go up a little bit more in time. And the next week you go up just a little bit more because you're trying to build your body's resilience to that stressor. Okay, so ultimately it is your choice what you decide to do with this. It is ultimately your decision whether you feel your body can handle it or not. So audit yourself and see, how do I feel right after this? Do I feel alert? Do I just feel more burnt out? Maybe at first you're feeling great and you realize later, like an hour later, a couple hours later in the day or tomorrow, you're like, I feel more burnt out. And you may start to see a pattern that adding that little stressor, even though it's little, is just not something that your body can handle right now. And that's okay, right? I make these same suggestions if someone's looking at doing sauna. You have to be careful. You have to go slow. Okay, so if you guys have any additional questions and anything you post, I promise I will get to it as soon as I am done doing this recording as well. But please, please, please just be your own best advocate, be your own best self-auditor, and make sure you're making note how you feel not only that day, but the next couple of days after you implement some of these biohacks and some of these therapies, to make sure you're not having some adverse side effects or exacerbated symptoms that ultimately are delaying your healing when this whole time you were trying to just do something that was good for your health. So I just want you guys to have the knowledge, be informed, be educated, and as always, any questions, post them in the comments. I hope this helped you guys figure out one more biohack that may be a fit for you or may not be at this point in your journey. Mwah.